Welcome to episode 1 of the Wake Up Call. My name is Sydney.
And I'm Anthony.
So first, before we dig into this really cool topic I came up with today, I wanted to just introduce ourselves. My name is Sydney once again. This is my husband. We've been married for almost 10 years. I don't know if it matters, but I'm a nurse. He's a fireman. Other than that, I just want to throw a couple things out there. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things, because I really want this to grow. And I want like-minded people to follow along in this journey. Also, I wanted to put out there my TikTok. It's the Wake Up Call, as well as I'm going to be on Rumble and what other platforms?
YouTube. It's all the Wake Up Call.
Yeah, all across the board. So with that said, speaking of TikTok, I wanted to talk about this amazing topic. So first of all, feminism. Let's define that. And excuse me, I'm going to bring my phone up. Let me look it up real quick. So while we're waiting on this to load, because I should have. Okay, there we go. So feminism, it's the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes.
Okay. So it's about equality for women.
Correct.
Okay.
Literally just it's based off of equality.
Okay, so feminism means the equality for women. So why are we talking about this? What is this? Where are we going?
Okay, so there's been a lot of feminist people on my TikTok that have been calling me a pick-me because I've been basically sticking up for men, like the male experience, especially since I'm married to a man. I think it's important that I, speak up for you and other men that go through things that women don't have to go through. So in my TikTok, I had posted some controversial videos, and then I got some pretty negative, nasty feedback from women.
How does that make you a pick-me just because you're talking about our side of it? Isn't that misogyny in its finest then, if women are hating other women?
Well, funny you said that. Let's pull up the definition of misogyny. So, misogyny is defined as the dislike, contempt, or ingrained prejudice against women.
So if these dumb bitches are talking shit about pick-me girls, that's misogyny then. So they're feminists that are hating other women, so they're misogynists at the end of the day.
So isn't that kind of weird how I have women who claim to be feminists, and this person in particular on her page, it says that she's a feminist. She is proud of that, right? And that's fine. Be a feminist, whatever, but be an educated feminist. You know what I mean? Understand what you're fighting for, what you're talking about, whatever it is you're following behind, understand what it is, right? So the reason I want to talk to you about this is because, first of all, with those two things, we're not even going to dig into the definition of misogyny just yet, because I want to read this comment. Let's just talk about feminism first. So first and foremost, what was the whole reason for it? Way back when?
For women's rights and equality to be equal as men.
Okay.
That's the broad of it. Women wanted to vote. Women wanted to go to school. Women wanted to drive. Women wanted to work. Women wanted to just do everything that a man could, except at that time go to war.
Okay. So with that being said, do you think, as a man, that women have equal rights to you or more rights than you?
Women have way more fucking rights than me, especially when it comes to the work environment. An employer is going to hire a woman just out of EEO over me, and I'm a minority male.
Okay. What other ways do you notice that, you being a man, that you notice?
Women get promoted faster.
Really?
100%, yeah.
Never heard that one before. That's interesting. Do you think it's just to be oh, look at us, we're inclusive?
I don't know. But women get promoted faster. Women get free drinks at the bar. Women get into clubs for free. Women get a lot of things for free, actually.
All right, let's unpack that.
Men are always trying to do something for a woman.
Let's unpack that.
All right.
So women do what now? They get into bars for free?
Yes, they do.
And you have to pay $15, $20
Depends
to get in, whatever it is.
Of bars,
When we go, we haven't gone to a bar or club setting in a long time, but when we did go,
how was that? Drinks?
I did.
How many free drinks did you get last time we went to a bar?
Well, I remember specifically when we were, can I say where we were?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when we were in Korea, we went to a club, and I don't remember paying for a single drink while we were there.
Well, who paid for all the drinks?
Well, I'm sure any drink that you had to pay for, but I didn't pay for any of my drinks.
No.
So yeah, there's that.
But women are oppressed.
It's so hard out here,
Okay, so let me ask you this. When women go to college, do they have a fair chance of obtaining a degree?
No. We get graded harder. When I was in nursing school, all the 4 male students, they got graded, easier than we did. We had it so much harder. I think that's one of these.
Stop the cap.
First of all, feminist people that may be watching this, let's address you guys, okay? We have more rights than men do. Before pre-Roe versus Wade, we could all get pregnant and we can all get abortions. Mm-hmm. There are still Plan Bs out there. We're still allowed to take birth control. Mm-hmm. We can vote. Mm-hmm. I do own this property as well. It's mm-hmm. not like it's just your name on the property. I have my own car. Mm-hmm. I work.
You own weapons?
I own weapons. What else can I do?
You joined the military?
Mm-hmm. And now infantry is open for women too. It's been open for a few years. What else can I do? But so
you can run for president.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I remember, like, we're not going to name any names, but there was a certain woman that ran for presidency and lost not so long ago, and I wonder why.
She didn't lose. She got fucking crushed.
Yeah, but that ties into a whole different subject of like women in leadership. But with that said, though, let's just talk about that. So let's address the feminist thing, and then we'll move on to this comment. All right. So I listed a lot of ways that my life is so much easier than yours. So imagine this. Let's do a little scenario real quick. Me and you are not married, right? We meet each other at the bar or whatever. We have a one-night stand. You get me pregnant. But then you're like, I feel bad I did that to her, but I'm going to be a man. I want to keep the baby. I say, no, I don't want this baby. I'm either going to take a Plan B. Well, it's too late for that. So I'm going to go and get an abortion. Or I'm going to give the baby up for an adoption. Because some states, they allow abortion, some don't. Whatever, right? Is that fair for you if you want to take care of that baby?
No, because it's my kid as well, and I have no choice behind it. Because you're carrying the kid.
And guess what? I can still just get rid of the baby.
Yep.
So
just like if we go into a custody battle, 99% of the time you're gonna get the fucking kid, unless you're on drugs. And even if you're on drugs, sometimes the court doesn't even care.
Right, prove it.
And I'm paying child support.
So with that said, ladies, feminists, let's just really take a second to analyze whether or not we have it harder than men, because I would say otherwise. I mean, the fact that a man can't even have a say-so and whether or not they can keep their child, it says a lot. And I can already see the comments come and they're like, oh, how dare you?
Well, no, they're always going to run to the big R card like they always like to do.
It's always got to be worst case scenario. Oh, well, what if this happened?
And I don't play the what if game. At the end of the day, if we're going to play the big R thing, like I always tell you, it's not reported by men. It's underreported. No man wants to report that because no man wants to accept that happened to him. Guys are getting R'd by guys and guys are also being R'd by girls because girls also spike drinks.
Oh, and then, but we're talking about feminism right now, but I do kind of want to lightly graze on that when we're going to do an episode about that. Like the differences between like DVs with men and women and, grape and all that. But just to kind of graze through it in relation, because you just said that, underreported, because don't you think it's like if a man were to tell another man like, hey, this happened to me, like,
they're not
generally speaking, they're going to be like, yeah, right, whatever, right?
Yeah, they're not going to believe them.
So if you're not being taken seriously, why would you even tell?
Exactly.
Women are 99% of the time we're victims. I could literally call up and be like, hey, Anthony beat me, and they're going to believe it without even questioning it.
100%.
You call up whoever, like, yeah, Sid just beat me.
Especially if you give my history, they're going to 100% believe it.
Right. But then if you do the opposite, stop it, you're lying. No, she didn't. So I just wanted to graze through that before we dig into this feminist topic some more. So we talked about how basically I am superior to you in society because I can be a victim and I have more rights than you. So if you did want to keep the child and I didn't, it doesn't matter. And if it were flipped around and I did want to keep the child and you didn't, it still doesn't matter because you still have to pay child support.
Yep.
Which is wild.
Yep.
So I would beg to differ. I want to see more people comment below or even go onto my TikTok and we can talk about it some more too because I love this.
Do you feel like you're being controlled right now into saying this?
No. Do
you have an education?
Oh, so you want to just go into this TikTok now?
I'm just picking pettiness right now. Do you have an education?
Yeah.
What's your education level?
I have a 4-year college degree, bachelor's.
In what?
Nursing.
Okay.
And I'm also an ICU nurse, which means that not only do I have a bachelor's degree, but ICU nurses, in my opinion, are like held to a higher standard.
Okay. So, are you continuing your education?
Yes.
To what?
I want to get my master's.
Are you actively working on that?
I'm working towards it.
Okay. So you are educated.
Yes.
And you're not being coerced into this. You're not under any duress.
No, I actually brought you into this podcast room so we can do this. So if anybody's being coerced, it's you.
Okay, I'm not going to go deep into my education, but I hold 2 college degrees as well.
That's right. So there's that. So, okay, let's read this TikTok because that's kind of what we're circling around. On my TikTok, there's a video and I'm reacting to someone speaking about feminism and how it's a lie and it's misdirecting towards women, and especially younger women that are more impressionable because they think that they're following a movement that really matters. Like, oh, we need to stick together when the opposite is happening. We're not sticking together. We're tearing each other down.
Yeah, no, you guys are bashing each other left and right on fucking social media. If you disagree with a feminist, you're a piece of shit in their eyes. You're not a real woman. You're this, that, and the third. You're a misogynist. You support patriarchy. You're a pick-me. It's all hateful, bashful shit. That's all they ever do.
From women.
From women.
It's crazy because, like, a lot of my videos, I was going to read the comment, but you just sparked another thought. Like, a lot of my videos on my TikTok, there was people like, oh, you're a pick-me and blah, blah, blah. But then there was people that were, like, talking about my appearance. Like, oh, girl, you need to fix this and you need to fix that. But it's funny because if I retaliated and was, like, talking about their weight or something or their hair, it's, oh, how dare you?
Yeah, of course.
It's crazy
it's
how, yeah, so it's you can attack me, but when I attack you with the same level of pettiness, then I'm a problem still.
But you're beautiful anyways.
I know. You make me feel beautiful, so. So the comment says, I didn't even see this. This went on like a week ago. I just saw it. That's how irrelevant this person is on my TikTok. Anyways, they did this whole thing, and they said, she has no degree. Her man won't let her become educated. She's his property to be controlled.
I mean, you are my wife, so I mean, I do have ownership over you. Not like you're a slave, but we are married.
But like vice versa, though. Like
yes.
It's not like ownership, like, oh, I own you, but like, you're mine.
Right.
Like, and don't you want to be somebody's? Like, don't you want somebody to be like, you're mine? Like,
but okay, so this is the same person that said that they're in a 50-50 relationship right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling out 100% bullshit on that. She's emasculating the man that's in that household right now. He's not going to speak up. He's just doing this to settle and keep the peace. And that's just what it is. This bitch is running buck wild and doesn't realize it. She is the problem to their relationship. I guarantee you there's a lot of conflict and a lot of competition going on in that household.
So on her page too, I clicked on it and it says like she's a country something feminist. So
Okay, cool.
it made me like be able to put two and two together. It made sense why she said what she said. But before we like dig into her other comment that said some other stuff, what makes you think that she's controlling in her relationship and emasculating her man?
Because everything is good in her eyes.
Right.
Only in her eyes and in her mind does she think everything's good. Mm-hmm. She thinks the dynamic is working because he's not speaking up.
Why don't men speak up, though?
Because I don't want to hear it. That's why.
But, like, dig into that. I want people to understand.
There's no point in trying to argue with you because at the end of the day, it's going to go on for days and days and days, and I'm not going to be at peace. It's just that simple. You're going to fuck my peace up. Why would I disturb my own peace when I could just shut my mouth at the end of the day? You think everything's happy and hunky-dory and all that, and I'm just going to sit here. I'm probably just going to cheat on you anyways because at the end of the day, I'm not happy with what you're doing, and I'm going to go find some bitch that can make me happy. It's that simple.
A more feminine woman? An actual feminine woman?
Anything that's going to make me feel like a man.
So a feminine woman?
Sure, whatever the need is.
Isn't that generally why, like, when men cheat, this is just my, like, observation when I, like, see stuff on TikTok or other people I know, whatever, but, like, when men cheat, it's not the same as when a woman cheats, but if a man cheats on the woman and then they go back to that woman and they go, like, I love you, though, don't you think that they're, like, men are looking for, obviously it's, like, just some booty, but, like, they're missing something within that relationship, and
absolutely.
like most of the time it's because like that woman is not so feminine.
Absolutely, there's definitely something missing. It can be emotion, it could be sexual, it could be the emasculating part. She's not making him feel like a man. Versus when the other girl that he goes and hangs out with, she makes him feel like a man. She makes him feel good. Everything that his wife isn't providing for him, the side piece is providing. So yeah, he doesn't love the side piece, but the side piece is filling his cup at the end of the day because the feminist is, oh, I'm not going to do this for him. I hate men and all this stuff, so I'm going to make my guy suffer. Okay, well, when you get cheated on and now he ain't shit, it's still your fault at the end of the day. You deserve to be cheated on because you're abusing this guy and you're emasculating him at the end of the day. It's that simple. You won't let a man be a man. Take care of your guy and you won't have these issues. If you fill his cup, he's not going to cheat.
But we're not promoting cheating, I promise. Like, I don't want people to be like,
I'm not promoting cheating, but I'm also promoting that you, as a man, you need to take care of yourself. If she's not good for you, you need to step up and speak up and either tell her kick rocks because she's not doing what you need in this relationship, and go find somebody else to make you happy. Go be a man.
But
stop settling for less.
The thing too, though, is like I envision like if a man, let's say he's in a long-term relationship and he wants that from that person, he loves that person, and he can't get it, and then he cheats. Like to be fair, I kind of sympathize for the man still, because if he leaves her, he's gonna go through a dry spell for a while. It's harder for you to find a partner than it is for me. You know what I mean?
Without sex, knowing that I'm gonna be happy.
Not even just that. It's just the relationship in general. Like men go through.
I'm still happier. If I understand that. What I'm going through, I'm still happier. A win's a win.
Of course, I get that, but I'm just saying, like generally speaking, like I think that's what holds a lot of men back. Like you're probably like one of the few that's like, I don't really care. I'm gonna just, I'll do my own thing. But like a lot of men probably are like, if I leave this, I'm gonna be dry for a little while.
No, what that is that's him not growing a set of balls and accepting that he needs to move on and take care of himself at the end of the day, because you're living in fear. She has you in a position where you think you need her, when in reality, I don't need you and she don't need him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
He needs to be a man and step out of his comfort zone and go find something better.
And work on himself, too.
And work on himself to be a man again.
Yeah.
Because when a man's emasculated, he's in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with these feminists. They want to emasculate men to put their power over them, to keep them in a vulnerable state.
So since we're circling back, I'm going to get into this other comment in a second, but with like the feminism thing, what has it, like modern day feminism, what do you think it's doing for women now? Is it helping?
It's ruining marriage. 100% it's ruining marriage.
Marriage or women in general?
You know what? Women in general.
How?
Because everyone wants to try to be boss bitch. They want to try to do everything that we do for a living. It's just a competition. You're not going to compete with us. There's a lot of guys out here now that aren't going to let women compete with them. It's just that simple.
A competition how? Like in the workforce? In what way though?
Workforce, they think they try to act like they're better than us. They try to work harder than us. They think that they can outsmart us. There's a lot of stuff that is just going on. And like I said, also inside the household, there's a power shift. Women are trying to be the leader and trying to be the masculine in the house, when that's not how it works. Then they're wondering why they're always arguing. The guy's not listening to her. All this stuff.
Yeah,
you know
I think too, like with the feminism thing, I think that women are passing it down from like, I think it came from the original, where it started, and it just kind of got passed down from woman to woman, and then it just like evolved, and now we're still thinking like the original message, but really we're not realizing that like we have everything and then some. Like we really do have the upper hand in society.
I don't think today's feminists are thinking about the original message.
No,
the original message, as a man, I understand it.
Right.
It was about making sure women are equal, because even slaves had more rights.
Literally everybody except for
freed slaves and colored men could vote.
Yeah.
Their vote was what? I think it was like 1/8 of a white man's vote. Women still.
It wasn't much, but I mean, it was more than women. Yeah.
And I understand the message of past tense feminists. I understand that message. They wanted to be equal.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't you think
once you have all of your rights, what else are you missing? At this point, you're destroying the household.
That's what I was saying. Don't you think that it got like the original message kind of just got twisted up, passed down, and we're thinking like, oh well, my mom and my grandma's mom and blah blah blah. Like when really it's like we're not really realizing that we have it all and then some. Like,
I agree. Like
we really do. If, like I said, if I go and get pregnant and then I don't want the baby, I can get rid of the baby. If I go and get pregnant and then I don't want the baby, I could have just gotten rid of the baby. I can literally take a plan B.
I have no choice. I have no say. And it's my baby as well.
And to prove it even more so, I have to put this out there. When we were at Target earlier, I was washing my hands and saw plan B inside the trash can. So women can really abort their baby 24 to 48 hours after, oops, I think I conceived. And the man has probably no idea he even accidentally made that baby.
Doesn't even know.
How is that even fair?
It's not.
Because, like, not to say that, like, okay, there are certain circumstances, like with the grape thing or whatever, but those are extremes. Like, realistically speaking, and I'm not trying to minimize that experience, but realistically, it's not like every single woman is getting raped and then has to go abort. No. You know what I'm saying?
I'll dabble even a little more. How many rich guys end up having babies that they don't even know about because they used protection, and she goes and gets herself pregnant still against his
There was
wishes.
A story I saw.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So they used the condom. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it was in there. She took the baby batter and injected, and got pregnant. And he was like, I didn't.
Child support.
Yeah, but he didn't want that baby.
Yep.
How is that fair?
I'm telling you right now.
Or like with Drake.
That's secondhand grape right there.
I feel like it is.
That's legit secondhand grape.
I really do. I really think that. Like, I would even go so far as to back that one because I really do think so. And here's the thing, too. She did that and nobody said shit.
But a lot of women do that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that woman did that and nobody said shit.
No. It was Get It Girl.
Matter of fact, it's Get It Girl. Mm-hmm. Like, you know the 50 Cent song, Have Baby My Be Baby? Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Have a baby by a celebrity, be a millionaire. That's what these women are doing now.
Yeah. Just like Andrew Tate on BBC just now. You know what I'm saying? He clearly proves his innocence. He has it black and white that they're consenting to this stuff.
Because it's
and they're still trying to paint him out as this.
And the thing is, too, since we're talking about him, the thing with him is he made it very clear. Like, anytime you watch any of his stuff, he never says he's monogamous. He always says that he explores, to say it in a nice way. Yeah, so for any woman to really think that like he's gonna just be with one person and you're the only person of his whole world, that's stupid in itself. So if you're taking an L by Andrew Tate, take that damn L. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You're embarrassed. A high-value man. That's what I'm saying. They're just embarrassed because they were the ones that were being naive and like, oh my God, I'm his whole world. And then he...
Just like the woman that tried to say Donald Trump raped her in the store and it was found out to be inconclusive.
Yeah.
What did he do? He paid her off just to be quiet. In open court, he paid her off.
Because these women get mad when they don't win these high-value men. Like, to think that high-value men like that, like these people that make so much money and do all these things, to think that they're really going to settle with one person is kind of... Yeah. And 1 in a million. Like, it's come on.
And not only that, this woman that did it with Trump, she wrote a book to make money off of it.
Wasn't it
she wrote a book about it?
Wasn't it during his
presidency? Yes.
No, when he was running, or was it?
It was either when he was running or when he was actively in office. She wrote this book about it to make money, and his lawyer ate her up on the stand about that.
Yeah.
Because how do you?
You wait until an opportunity. Right. A lot of women do that. They wait until there's opportunity. And I'm not trying to minimize the experience. I know that there's women that go through it. There's men that go through it too. I'm not trying to minimize the experience, but what I'm saying is...
Why wait?
Exactly. If it happened, either speak up when it happened because it's all fresh anyways. You can speak on exactly how it happened. That's number one. Number two, there's something called grape kits. And it's very important to get that DNA at the very least so they can store it and prove it later on. So if you have that event happen, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say it happened to me yesterday. I go and I get swabbed. I haven't done anything with anybody else. So I go and get swabbed. Now they have that man's DNA. And I'm like, I'm just not ready to move forward. I need time to process. That is okay because they have the DNA to prove it. Yep. Why wait 20 years and now you want to say, oh, this happened and now there's no way to do a kit on that person?
Not only did she wait 20 or 30 years, during the incident, she never screamed for help. She never called 911. Nothing.
All right, feminists, let's circle back around. So, this lady, I'm going to pull up my phone again. So this lady also commented... I didn't know this was going on, so she wanted a re-spark. She wanted my attention.
Well, she's getting it now.
Yeah, so she said, funny she hadn't addressed these, because there were some other comments talking about me being a pick-me or whatever.
Don of the pick-me mafia right here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. So she said, someone said, I wonder why, replying to her. And then she said, because she can't. She just likes sitting on the patriarchal, misogynist line. This side benefits her for now. That will change. So... we already defined feminism. Did we define misogyny already?
A little bit.
Okay, so I'm going to just in case, because I don't remember. It's the dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women. So this lady is implying that I hate women. Then...
Do you hate yourself?
No. And how can I even do that if I'm literally a mother of 2 young girls? Like, doesn't even make sense. Anyways, and then she also said... so this is a crazy claim. She said, I'm sitting on the patriarchal misogynist line. So the definition of a patriarchal, whatever, what she was saying, it's relating to or characteristic of a system of society or government controlled by men.
Aren't there women that are also in the government?
So, yeah, I was going to say, so she's saying basically.
Wasn't your mayor a woman?
Yeah. So basically she's saying, I hate women. And that I am living in a bubble controlled by men. I think she's pointing more towards the fact that she knows that I'm married. So I think she's pointing more towards you. Because in here she says that you don't even let me get educated.
But you have a bachelor's and you're working on your master's.
Well, I appreciate you for giving me the permission,
You're welcome.
So,
Keep it up and I'll slap you.
yeah, I know, right? So this is a hefty claim, and I know like a lot of YouTubers take this kind of stuff, seriously too. Like an F&F, he always, anytime that they call him a misogynist, he defines it and then he proves them stupid. Not even wrong, proves them stupid. So that's where I'm.
Prove this country feminist wrong right now.
This lady,
yeah.
Okay. So first and foremost, this whole thing that she said, it's so far from like the actual truth of my message that I can't even laugh at it, because it's like I almost feel bad for her, because she's like in such a wrong direction. So this is stupid, but let's go. I looked up because it kind of made me want to look into this a little bit. Like, okay, cool, she's a feminist. What is this doing, right? So I found this on this website. It says 5 ways feminism has ruined America, because I can't really speak on anywhere else in the world.
Because other women in the world don't do this. There's a lot of traditional value households still going on across the world. That's
what I heard. A lot of other women, they know what their role is. And here's the thing too, before I read this, these feminist people, they want like all this equality and blah, 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 blah. But like, nobody, I didn't ask for this. Like, I didn't ask to be out here working like you. And I don't even mean that in like a spoiled way. It's like.
But the feminists did.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I find more happiness being at home with our kids than I do being at work. Like work gives me anxiety.
The feminists don't.
Well, thanks a lot, women. You let us down.
All right, so go into this.
All right. So number 1 is it hurts marriage. Women want to wait so they can keep their identities longer, and men are finding easy sex, taking away a big reason for marriage. So before I read the other ones, can you attest to any of that? Do you think you agree with that?
I told you earlier, feminism is 100% ruining marriages and relationships in general. 100%, because they're emasculating men. I told you that.
And I mean, this is alluding to, it says men, it says that they want to keep their identities longer, and men are finding easy sex, taking away a big reason for marriage.
Oh yeah, easy sex, because
promiscuity.
She's exactly what it is they're becoming low value women because they're increasing their body count because. Oh, I'm just going to have, I'm going to have sex with any guy I want now because I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm a feminist. My body, my choice. Cool. Have that high body count. Then you're going to wonder why nobody wants to be in a relationship with you and nobody wants to take you serious, because everybody on the block done had you already, Cindy.
Well, that's close to my name there. Sorry. Okay, so here's the thing. Like I'm gonna have to reference Freshly Fit again, because that's a lot where he makes it a point to show you the mindset of most women.
But see, this is why I don't watch that show. That way, it's not like it's being influenced. What I'm giving you right now is my thought process.
Yeah, but the reason I'm referencing is this. When he brings all these women on the table, there's like one that's like, okay, she's like educated, not even just like in a college way, but educated as in like she understands like how the world's supposed to work. Mm-hmm. But the rest of them be like, oh, I want a high value man that makes 6-7 figures. I want to be stay-at-home wife, and I maybe want to pop out 1 or 2 kids, which that's any rich man, they want like 10 plus, like
as many boys as they can get. I always tell you that. Boys, as many as they can get.
And then what else? They want all of that, but they don't want to give up their like what's it called? OF. They don't want to give up their other corn activities that they do. They don't want to not go out to the clubs and the bars with the girls. They want to still do what they do, but they want this high value man with all this other stuff. And it doesn't make sense because 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 when they talk, right? So I can also say, because you were talking about like value. So as a man, because F&F also talks about that. As a man, what is the difference between your value as a man and my value as a woman?
My value as a man is based on my status and how many women I've had already, because the more women, the more experience, which makes me more experienced and more I'll provide more satisfaction in bed for you, because I can please your body sexually. And again, when it comes to my status, how much money I'm making, how much power do I have?
Businesses, cars,
the things, all the objective stuff that women want.
And then what about for me?
For you, what makes your value higher? 0 to a small body count based on what he's comfortable with. 0 kids. Maybe some education depending on the guy. Young. Yeah. Good looking. Mm-hmm. Not a WHORE.
Pause right there though. Good looking. Let's talk about that real quick, because these feminist people, y'all love And see, I'm coming in with the spices because I get tired of this. I was waiting on this episode and I'm glad we're doing it. But y'all love to be like, oh, love your curves, girl. You're beautiful the way you are. How can you try to say something like that when you look, let me be nice.
No. Go ahead.
As Pearly Things has said, look like a whale, okay? You can't be like, oh, I'm going to be this big and I'm going to look like this and I'm going to have this crooked hairline and I'm going to not shave my legs because I love nature and
shave my armpits
or other areas. I'm not going to do these things to make myself more attractive, to attract certain men that I want in my life. I'm going to just love me the way I am and he better too. How does that make sense? Like these feminist people be like, oh, yeah, I'm big and I'm just going to love my curves. Like that is essentially bringing that person down. If you're telling a big girl or you're telling a girl that is not so educated or you're telling a girl that's acting like a hood rat, love yourself, you're doing fine, it's him, not you. You're the problem. You're the reason why we're having this issue finding like good men that treat us right because we're out here acting crazy.
You're attracting what you're giving.
Yeah.
If you ain't shit, he ain't shit. If you're out here being buck wild, you're going to find a guy that's just as buck wild as you.
But then they get offended because like men want a certain type of woman. Like,
yes, we have standards just like women do. We're not wrong for that.
Okay, so feminist, let's talk about that. All right. I want a man that is around 6 feet, 5'11", 6 feet tall.
Okay.
I want to be a little dark. I like my spices, you know.
I think I know a guy already.
I want 6 figures.
Okay.
What else do I want? I think that's about it. Those are like the main things for me.
So tall, dark, handsome, and some money.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I want. And then I also want when I do find him, I don't want to work. I just want to lay up, go out with the girls, have mimosas. Is that okay?
Where are you going with the girls?
We might have a couple of drinks at the bar or whatever. And I'm gonna post very cute pictures on Instagram, the angle like this so that you can see, you know what I'm saying? Is that okay?
No.
Why?
First off, if you're my woman, you're gonna respect me and yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you go out there with your friends, you still represent me.
See, he's the problem. He controlling me, you know what I'm saying? That's how these women are.
Because I'm not about to sit here and you're posting pictures of selfies and you're showing some cleavage and all this good stuff. And I see 500 guys talking about, ooh, you look so good. Where you at? Let me meet up with you. Blah, 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 blah. You're disrespecting me as a man out here now. Now we got a problem.
Okay. So
what makes you think I'm going to be with you?
So my argument is if I can have those requirements, let's call them requirements, to be with me, right? I want those things. Mm-hmm. Why can't you have the same requirements of a woman and be like, well, I want to... No, I'm just saying, but women think that that's toxic.
I don't care.
No, I know, but I'm just proving the point, though. Mm-hmm. Like, it's that I can have these, oh, go girl, that's fine, get on whatever, right? But then if you go, oh, well, you know what? You're too big. Let's say I'm like a big girl. I don't go to the gym.
You say... So you're being nice. Listen, I don't like fat, ugly bitches. I don't like no dirty bitches out here. She better have a little bit of brains in her fucking head. I got standards. It's just that simple.
But see, that sounds misogynist.
I don't care. Call me what it is. I have standards. Women have standards. Men have standards. We don't want no dirty-ass bitches out here that are having a high body count, that are acting buck wild, that aren't going to respect us. It's that simple. You have standards, I have standards. This ain't no double standard game right here. There's no such thing as me being toxic because I have a standard.
Double standards only really benefit us. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, women. We're so oppressed. Let's move on to our next point, though, feminists. So we talked about how essentially promiscuity is ruining us women because we think that we can just go bounce from one to another like you guys do. But the difference is men are capable of literally hitting and quitting and moving on. Mm-hmm. Us women, we release this hormone. It's called oxytocin. Let's do a little education because I'm very educated. I'm not uneducated. Yeah. We release oxytocin. We release oxytocin, which is AKA the love hormone. Mm-hmm. Men also release it, but men don't release it all the time, and they don't release as much as we do.
We release dopamine.
So, with that being said, dopamine is related to what?
That's the feel good, like drugs and stuff
exactly.
Like that.
So you're like, oh man, this is great. You can literally go to another woman mm-hmm. and release the same hormone again. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is great. Versus me, I go to a man. This is my first time. Oh my God, I'm so in love. He's like the best ever. And he's probably busted. He's probably fat. He's probably a loser. But I love him now. Then, yeah, I'm talking about somebody. Then I go to the next guy, right? because I'm the same as you, so I'm hopping. So I go to the next guy. Now I'm in love again. I didn't do the dopamine thing. I did the oxytocin thing. So that's the difference between the two. And also, I do feel like, just off of my own opinion, I do feel like if I were to do what men do and go from one to the other, that at some point, like, I'm going to become kind of jaded to it all. Like, I'm going to kind of be, put it like this, like the whore eyes? Mm-hmm. That's what happens, where they become kind of just...
Yeah.
And it's a thing, like, for real. You can, like, I forget her name. There was this one girl that was on F&F, and she had a really high body count, but you could just see, like, she's...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's that. Promiscuity does not help us out at all, girls. Like, I mean, I know that we want to be all liberated and woo, but at the end of the day...
You can turn that thing into a revolving door all you want. Ain't nobody going to stay in there to stay.
And let me just put this out there, too, because there's going to be some big girls that are going to be like, oh, but I got so-and-so. That's great, but I can guarantee you, most of the time, not all, but most of the time... That's just the body, don't you agree? Like, the dude's gonna hit it. Usually those bigger girls are easier anyways, right?
I told you, those are practice girls.
Right, so it's like, oh, I got this. Like, imagine, like, you hit, like, some 300-pound girl, right? She's gonna think she hit the jackpot because you're fine.
Hey, I needed my mountain tab. We'll talk about that another day. No, but... What you're talking about is that helps guys build their confidence, because let's say, you know what, I just had a bad toxic relationship. My confidence is down to the drain. I'm going to use these uglier girls and these larger size girls that are, I know I'm better than them to help build my confidence, because the last girl ruined all of that, probably emasculated me, all that blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to use that to gain confidence and build myself as well. They don't care. If they're out here just trying to be buck wild anyways because they're feminists and they're going to have a high body count anyways, I'm going to hit that door real quick too. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, though, you see, that's where I feel like that's where men kind of go wrong. Usually I'm on your team, but this is where I really think that y'all kind of fucked it up for us, because now y'all got big bitches, ugly bitches, nasty looking bitches thinking that they're like on the same level as the rest of the women that are of some value.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because you guys are making them feel good, like, oh, I got him and I got him. Like, yeah, you did, of course.
100% agree. But when our confidence is down, and let's say we're at a low point right now, we're not going to approach the more prettier woman.
Yeah, I understand
because
that.
Because of some guys feel intimidated. Like, there was that one time you told me you were at the gym, the kid was intimidated by you. You don't know what his confidence was at that time, because we don't know what was going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so what do you mean by that, though? Like, because I would like to think that
you intimidated him.
But how, though? Is it like because of my age? I was obviously older than him?
Age, looks, you uphold yourself as a confident, pretty woman.
So then why would he even approach me? He probably was on his up?
He probably thought he was, and he realized he wasn't.
Interesting. Okay. Let's move on to the next point.
We'll definitely talk about this. He's done it many times. So isn't he?
Oh, no, don't worry. We're going to circle back around on this topic because I get called to pick me every single day.
But that's okay. But who's picking you? That's the thing.
You picked me. Married. That's the whole point. That's why when they're like, oh, girl, I hope you get picked. It's like, bitch, I got picked 10 years ago. I don't need to get picked. I hope you get picked. I'm trying to help y'all get picked.
We don't want them.
No, I'm just saying, though. I'm trying to, like, spread the message and help y'all get picked. You will never get picked if you act like that.
We don't want them. The guys that have them, keep them.
Yeah.
Keep them. We don't want them. If you're doing this to your guy and you think you're in a modern 50-50 relationship, you're just emasculating that dude, please let him stay with you then. He could be miserable by himself as long as you're off the market and we don't got to deal with your hateful ass. Mm-hmm. Because trust me, there's some guys out here that will not stand for that shit. I promise you, we'll fucking hurt your feelings.
So, number 2 on here as to how feminism is hurting America.
Yeah.
It says it undermines, this is one of my favorite ones. Okay. It undermines child rearing. More kids are in childcare when discipline is lax, resulting in an epidemic of bad kids, childhood obesity, and bullies. So, I made a TikTok about this exact point. And women got really triggered by this. So I was like, they were saying how men are rapists and men are violent and blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, cool. But who's raising those kids? And they took it like too far left per usual. When I was just simply stating either A, us women that are able to stay home are too busy emasculating our men and not working together as a true team to raise those kids. Or B, they're all in childcare places, daycare places, which when you put a whole bunch of kids in daycare, it's like a whole bunch of pigs in a pig pen.
Or let me just add this also into it. Okay. Let's say they're in a modern relationship. Both sides of the household are working. He's working, she's working. They're both working high income jobs. Okay.
Okay.
Dad's at work, mom's at work. So as mom, she has two options: be a good mom or continue to career progress like dad is. So because she's choosing career, she's choosing to be a shit mom to her kids and having somebody else raise her kids for them. There's no emotional connection between mom and kids. I mean, dad's expected to be gone. Dad's taking care of us. Why is mom not taking care of us as well? Because she wants to be better. If she decides to stop and be with her kids, to raise her kids and be a good mom, her career progression stops. And that's the problem. A lot of women out here that are feminists are choosing career progression because they want to compete with men. And that's the problem. Now we're having shitty kids.
I feel like in that scenario where you said like both parents are making good money, I think that the sacrifice of the woman just stepping back a little bit, even though it's going to cost a little bit of the finances, sure, but I'm sure it's not going to be permanent. I'm pretty sure the man will pick up the slack some kind of way, open a business.
Most definitely dad's going to pick up and make sure that the income doesn't drop at all.
Yeah.
Like if you decide to step back, I'll just work some OT at the firehouse. That's it. It's that simple.
But also it's not going to just stop there. Like most men are never going to just let their families just like...
No.
You know what I mean? It's going to be like, well, yeah, I'm working this job, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to open this business, or I'm going to... Something is going to happen. Like, I don't think that a man's just going to allow that sort of thing to happen.
No. Our job's to provide and take care of.
Right. So, but what I was saying with that is, I feel like the sacrifice of the mother stepping back so that she can actually properly raise those kids, I think that's more important than the extra 50, 60, 70 plus $1,000 a year.
100%. If we have kids, take care of our kids.
And I can attest to that.
I don't need you to work. I need you to stay home and be mom.
I can attest to that.
Because at the end of the day, mom is the nurturer. I'm the provider and the protector and the discipliner. You know what I'm saying?
And women are more intuitive anyways. Like, so if something's wrong with like one of our kids, I mean, you're a seasoned dad, so you can pick up on it, but I pick up on it like way quicker even still.
100%.
So I just feel like the sacrifice of the finances is definitely worth properly rearing your children.
Yes, I 100% agree.
So, and referencing back, because I know somebody's going to have a problem with the way that I compare the two. It's like having pigs in a pig pen, which is true because you have all of these pigs in a pig pen, right? And there's no direction. They're just bumping into each other and they're all stuck together and there's nothing. There's like, it's just chaos. I say that to say, like, in most daycares, that's just kind of what happens. Like, the people that run that daycare center, they can't discipline your kids because what is okay for one kid is not okay for the next kid. So they kind of have to do this general like, oh, well, do time out. And that doesn't always work for every kid. So you have like this chaos. You have this disrespect. You have like all these things. And then they come home and they're doing it at home because that's what they've been allowed to do for 8+ hours in daycare. So this is true. And luckily for us, we've never had to like put our kids in daycare. But and I wouldn't allow it. Like, I don't believe in daycares at all. Like, preschool is one thing because it's a school setting, I suppose, but like daycare, no. Number 3, it says 2 income trap. With both husband and wife working, it's hard to live without life's luxuries.
I just talked about that.
And I just wanted to put that out there. So life's luxury. So, I mean, like how you said, and I like I said too, if we have, let's say, 2 family trips a year, I can do the 1 family trip a year just so that my kids can have me at home.
Well, it's not even just about that. It's so that we can do it as a family.
Right. Because it's saying like reducing your luxuries.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, the sacrifice is worth your own children.
Right. But again, like I told you, they'd rather be in competition with us.
Can't be me. Number 4 says undermines college sports. Title 6 has ended many male-only sports at some colleges.
Again, this goes back into the competition. They want to compete. They want to try to be better than us or at the same level as us. Well, that's not happening because proof is in the pudding. Male transgenders, male to female, are blowing their backs out.
Yeah,
in these fields.
I don't want to touch on that though in this episode.
I'm touching on it because it got brought up. Women try to compete. I'm not going to say all. Feminist women want to try to compete with us in every subject there is. Go ahead and put a man against a woman. We're blowing your back out every time. And we don't try as hard. When we play fight, I barely try. I let you think you're winning. Just don't want to hurt you.
Fair enough.
Because when you catch me out in the job field, it's 100%. I'm kicking doors down, boom. Breaking shit down, boom. You know what I'm saying? When I'm outside chopping wood for the fire, have you ever noticed 2-3 swings, it's done?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I won't really dig into the trans thing in this episode because honestly, I don't really know if that's something we should do yet or ever.
You can talk about it though because that's a man in a woman's field.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm not like pro that at all though. I don't believe that men that are trans or not should ever compete with women. It's dangerous, for one, because
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just putting that out there for the viewers. Like, for example, let's say that you were like, oh, I want to be a woman, right? You're clearly way stronger than me. You have like so much weight on me and everything. So it's dangerous because if you compete with me, I could get hurt. I can get killed.
The male,
you're gonna win.
Right.
You're gonna do better. Like
the male to female trans that did the
swimming.
UFC. No, the UFC one.
Oh,
beat the shit out of that girl.
Yeah, broke. What was it, like her eye socket and stuff? Yeah.
The swimmer, he destroyed them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that I'm not pro that. I don't believe in that. But the point that we're saying is that
the competition.
So if a man ever has to compete against a woman, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but it's fair to say about 95% of the time, the man is going to win, especially when it comes to like some sort of like a strength thing. Like you guys are going to definitely beat us.
If you put a woman in competition with me, I'm going to make sure I do everything I can to show her that I'm the man. I have done that at work. But I'm sure you don't just do it. I think it's when women put themselves in a position where they're like, oh, look, I can do better. And you're like, oh, okay, watch this. No, you don't even have to be like that. If I see you trying to do something, get out of my way, please. Okay. And it's not even about being hateful or anything like that. I don't have time to waste. I'm not sitting here to play around. Fair enough. Last point here, and then I'm going to circle back to her comment, and then we'll switch over to another topic that's related to this, okay? Okay. Number 5, and this is probably our favorite one that we always talk about, it says that it emasculates men. So, feminist people. I'm not even going to respond. Feminist people. Let me tell you something really quick. Once upon a time, I thought I was a feminist, and it was for the same reason most of you uneducated feminists think, oh, well, I'm equal and I need to be treated as such, right? Well, the thing is we get treated as superior, not even equal to men. That's number 1. Number 2, when we think that we are equal or superior to men, that does emasculate the man. Let's put that scenario there. So when I was a feminist, I was like, anything that he does, I can do better. When that's a fucking lie, first of all. But because I'm thinking that way, I now think of you as lesser than, and I don't have as much respect for you. Wouldn't you agree? Yes. Which turns into emasculating the man. So for all of you feminist people out there that are thinking like, oh, well, why can't I find love? Why is he not doing this for me? It's because if you're in a relationship with a man and you're emasculating him and you're showing him like you're capable of doing everything on your own, why the fuck would he get up and push that lawnmower if you're doing it? And you could be like, oh, well, it's the thought and blah, blah, blah. Think about it for a second. Men are simple-minded. Why the fuck would you get up and do it? No, that's not the thought. That's bare minimum in their eyes. Remember? They got to step up. Here we go. I'm just going to add this into it. When you thought you were a feminist, I would purposely let you fuck everything up to throw it in your face. Yeah, I was waiting on you to say that. So, like, what was a good one? What was a good one that I did? Oh, there's so many. I can't. There's just a lot. You used to fuck up so much, and I'd be like, what did we learn now? You realize you can't do that, huh? A good example is anytime that we would get like a piece of furniture, I would try to build it with you, and then I would end up taking it over, and then I would end up fucking it up or stripping a screw. I had to take it all the way apart and rebuild it properly. The only time I feel like I get a pass is when I was pregnant. That was a different story. That's different. But yeah. Anytime you were not pregnant brained, I threw it in your face that you fucked up because you thought you knew what you were doing and you were trying to act like you were the man when you weren't. This is why you're being how it makes you feel. Is that how you said to me? Doesn't matter. All right. So those are the 5 major points of how we're fucking ourselves. Okay, women? So let's go back to this comment real quick on TikTok. Just, so we can do a couple comments on how we feel about this. Hold on. It's loading. Let me go back to the comment. So yeah, so she said that you're controlling me. You didn't allow me to get an education.
And then, and then it wasn't good enough that I put in my comment to them, like, I actually am highly educated. Because then they go, where did you get your degree?
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'll tell you this.
An accredited college.
I'll tell you that an accredited university that you didn't go to, and I guarantee you your level of education is higher. You know, another thing is, a lot of people I've noticed that are like this, they have bullshit degrees.
Or none at all.
Or none at all.
They're actually the uneducated one, to be honest.
Like, I see a lot of people that support this stuff with, like, bullshit liberal arts degrees or something stupid where you can't even get a good job anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you need to focus on making sure you have job security before you focus on that. That's why you feel like you're not equal. So you wasted your time.
Yeah. So in closing of this one right here with this stupid comment, because I don't really want to give her much clout after this.
Yeah.
She was saying like how I'm following this patriarchal, misogynist, blah blah blah, right?
Sure.
So I'm not. The thing is, I have a husband, and I honor my husband, and I love my husband, and I want my husband's life to be as easy as possible, and I want to speak up for my husband and other people like him, because I think that it's important for men to matter too. I think it's important that men become more masculine and stop allowing these low-life women to emasculate them. And yeah, so that's why I say what I say, and I'm going to continue saying what I say, and I'm going to continue to support pages on both TikTok and YouTube that do the same thing, like Fresh and Fit, Pearly, Andrew Tate. All of these people are speaking the same language.
And you know what's crazy? Because I already know this is going to lead to, I'm controlling you and all that bullshit, blah, 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 blah. First off, anybody that tries to say anything disrespectful to me, you can royally go fuck yourself. I don't care. Secondly, the crazy thing is, I don't even hate women either. I'm not abusive or any of that stuff.
Not at all.
I'm actually a pretty easygoing guy when it comes to women. I'm actually very respectful.
You're very respectful and friendly.
Because as a man, I'm not going to fucking put up a fight with a woman. There's no point. I'm a man. I'll fight your boyfriend. I'll fight your husband to prove to you that the man you're with is nothing compared to the man that you're trying to stand up against.
Yeah.
But you're a woman at the end of the day. I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And how many times do you hold a door open for a woman and they don't say shit?
And then what do I do after they don't say thank you?
Well, you're like, well, this is why I don't fucking hold door. But you do it anyways.
But I look at them like, this is why we don't hold doors for you fuckers.
Because they'll just literally walk. There was a time we were, leaving the mall. And you were holding the door for us. From like me and the kids. Mm-hmm. But then these couple of women like slid through because you were still holding it. And they didn't even say thank you. No. And it was like, it wasn't for you anyways. But like, you can say thank you.
What did I do on the next door?
You threw it back.
I threw it back as a bitch was walking out. You don't want to say thank you because you're a stuck-up bitch and you expect it? Watch me shut that door in your face.
Yeah. Yep.
That's me not giving a fuck. I told you, for old ladies and children, that's the only time I hold doors now, or single mothers.
Yep.
Because they actually appreciate that. These young women that act like that, fuck you. I ain't holding shit for you, bitch. Open your own door at this point. Chivalry's dead when it comes to women like that.
But they're feminists, so they can do it anyways, right? Yeah, they should be able to hold their own door.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, any other points you want to talk about?
This is your episode.
I know, but I didn't want to like take over. I want to make sure that you can speak up as well.
No. Go ahead. I'm controlling you. You're under control right now. You're under duress. You're uneducated.
So, let me put this out there too, because you just like made me think of something. The whole idea of this like podcast, for example, or like when I was watching other podcasts like Fresh and Fit, just Pearly, when I discovered Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, I discovered that stuff, not you. Right. And I brought those things to you, and it was like, hey, why don't you check this out? And you do a little bit, you dabble like when I send them to you and stuff, but for the most part, you don't even really watch them.
No.
And it's just funny, like, for anybody to say like, oh, well, I'm being controlled by you or anything like that, because to be honest, like those red pill people are all people that I actually enjoy watching and I learn a lot from, and then I share it with you, obviously.
Right.
But I just find it funny that people say that, and then like the people that try to like come for me as far as like my education and stuff, the whole point of me looking into the stuff is to get better educated, because prior to all this, like I was thinking that I was doing the right things when in reality, like I wasn't. There was a lot of things wrong, and it's because in our society, this is the way that they're like kind of shoving us into. Like they want us to emasculate men, and they want women to feel more empowered. And don't get me wrong, like, you know, I'm glad that we have the rights that we do. Like I'm glad that we can own our own property and we can do our own thing. But at the same time, that shouldn't take away from the man's place and the value of a man in a household, especially. Because women essentially get rewarded for divorcing their men. Like,
Yes,
for example,
100%.
you know, all of the things that we've accomplished so far and that we are, you know, still striving for together. Especially because we got married so young, there was never a prenup. There was no protection for either side. And because of that, let's say in 10 years, we reach 7 figures and then I don't want to be with you anymore because I'm a strong, independent feminist, right? And I leave you, like, I'm going to take everything from you because I'm a woman. I can do that.
Hell, I'm not even going to go that far. If we get a divorce right now, you're entitled to half of my pension already.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Half of my pension.
How am
goes
I
to
entitled
you.
to half of a retirement pension that you worked for?
Exactly. I work for, and I have to make sure I come home every night with. You get half of that.
That's wild. But yet, we're oppressed. We have it really hard out here.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, all it takes for us women is to put on the right outfit with the right bra and get our nails done so that our toe, because some men like toes, do our hair right. I'm just saying, do our hair right.
That's just
show up at a
nasty.
club. Hold up. Show up at a club. Get a free couple drinks, right? And all of a sudden, we got men coming this way, men coming. That's how easy it is for us. We don't have to be like, oh, well, we own businesses and we do that. They don't give a fuck. They're either A, depending on how you dress, because you might have sexualized yourself. They're either A, looking to smash.
Oh, they're going to kill you for saying that one. They're going to kill you.
Oh, boy. Sorry
You're about
about
to
this.
get hung.
Listen.
Do women sexualize themselves for attention?
First? Do we do it
Yes,
first?
they do.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Here's how.
they do.
Here's how. Let's talk about it. First of all, women. I'm going to just say that first. But secondly, okay, if I walk out like this, right? I'm not really showing anything, right?
You look respectable.
You might approach me because I have a lot of tattoos.
The tattoos are different. I like the tattoos.
But is it sexualizing me? Is a tattoo sexualizing me?
No, the tattoos for me is a personal preference.
It's an attention grabber, right?
Yes, that's going to make me want to have a conversation with you.
But when you see me, and yeah, you're my husband, so of course you're going to like be nice. But honestly speaking, you approach me, or even when we met.
I'm going to start the conversation with, where'd you get those tattoos from? That's how I'm going to start the conversation.
Or let's take it back 10 years when we met.
Yeah.
How did I used to dress? I mean, I know we were younger, but did I ever wear revealing clothing?
No, never.
You approached me after working out. I was wearing leggings and either a tank top or a t-shirt, nothing revealing.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down. You sat next to me. Clearly, it was because you thought I was attractive.
Yes.
Not because I came out looking a certain way. So yes,
Right.
women, we do sexualize ourselves, and I don't care what anybody says, because at the end of the day, when we're putting on all this makeup and we're pressing our hair and we're doing, like, I got my nails done, but I do it for you. I'm trying to look cute for you, but women go and get their nails, their toes, their brows, their lashes, their hair, or their wig or whatever, and then they wear these outfits where their boobs are all the way up to their necks, and then they got these shorts that have bottom cheek hanging out, and then they got the highest stiletto they can put on their feet. Then they go to these clubs and they're twerking, and then they get attention from all these men. Who sexualized them first? The man that's like, oh. Or is it you when you walked out of the house looking like that?
Because you got a thong on, or you're out here with a very tight dress on, and you got those cheeky panties on that you get from Victoria's Secret, or the women that wear the really tight fucking bikinis and the bras.
Oh, it just barely
covers the nips.
Yeah.
You're doing that for attention. Every woman wants attention at the end of the day.
And that's the thing too. Like, come on, let's stop pretending like we don't seek male validation. That's like the dumbest lie I've ever heard in my life. The whole goal of both the male and the female experience is to find a mate and make babies, right? So
Yes.
I'm looking to put myself out there in a certain kind of way to attract a certain kind of man. And the men do the same thing. They put themselves out there in a certain kind of way. They might put on some really good smelling cologne. So you're like, ooh, that smells good. Or he might have his pants hanging around his ankles. It depends on which man you prefer. So the same goes for us. Stop pretending like you don't want male attention, because we all love male attention.
But what if I'm just putting this on because it makes me happy?
Why does it make that woman happy though? It makes you happy.
I just want to dress and show my ass and titties because I just want to dress and show my ass and titties. That doesn't mean I'm sexualizing myself. These men should be coming up to me. I can dress however I want.
Literally. Here's the thing. I broke him. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, look. Let's just say me and you never got married, right?
Okay.
And I'm 21, so I'm young. I'm in the more desirable age range, right?
Absolutely.
And some high value man, this rich 7-figure dude, he sees me, and let's just say like I'm at the beach when he saw me, so I got a bikini on. Now he's seen my whole shit. He knows how I look.
Yep.
He approaches me, I got a yacht. You want to go on my yacht? I just got my ass on a yacht by wearing a fucking bikini.
100%.
You will never see a yacht unless you buy it yourself or you know somebody that got one.
Not only are you on the yacht, you're on the yacht with free drinks. You're on the yacht doing yay. You're on the yacht shaking your ass. You're probably in a music video on that yacht.
Good food, good music, good drinks.
Rich guys.
More rich guys. So I might go from him and then bounce over here because we're all the same, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the crazy part. I'm going to circle back and say this. Look, yes, we do sexualize ourselves. I'm not even going to, if we want to go back and forth about that later on, I can hit a whole nother episode. I can do some TikTok, some shorts. We can talk about it. But secondly, let's stop pretending, like I said before, that we don't want male attention, because here's the thing. I'm married to my man. I've been with him for 10 years. I purposely will put shit on knowing it's going to get your attention. I know you're not like big on makeup, which is like, I never really was into the makeup thing anyways, but like, I know you're not, so I don't really do it. Like, I'll probably like, a little mascara, a little lip, but I don't wear makeup.
No, I prefer natural beauty. A lot of men prefer natural beauty. Nobody wants a woman out here looking like a clown.
Mm-hmm. Yep, with like ass shots and the Botox in the face
and the Botox and all
these
the layers
overly
and layers
large titties and
the lips that look like
the duck lips. Yeah.
Oh, you want to trust me?
I mean, yeah, they're gonna, but here's the thing: they're still gonna, like, men are gonna smash, because at the end of the day, it's another body.
The clown too.
It's a body.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a red nose on you and degrade the shit out of you.
And then you're gonna call up the boys and be like, "Guess what I just did?"
I'm sending pictures. Look at this dopey ass bitch man. I clapped up.
But here's the thing: like, I purposely will wear stuff that I know is gonna get your attention. Or like when we go to bed, sometimes I'll put on like certain panties that I know are like a little bit more on the
provocative,
skimpy side. Yes. Or like when I'm getting ready for the gym, I'll purposely like wear the bra and like we just getting dressed in front of you, or I'll take my stuff off in front of you. I do those things because I want your attention. I want you to.
The difference is you're married to one man and you're committed to that one man. It's excusable that you're doing that in the household to that one man. As soon as you leave the household, you dress respectfully again.
Oh, of course. I even see. Here's the thing with me.
That's what I'm getting at here. There's a difference between a high value woman and a low value woman that is doing quite the opposite.
Well, I was gonna get to that, but like I was using us as the example because even married women want attention. We just want it from our men. Like I do anything and everything to look good for you, get your attention, have you like say something to me or slap my ass or whatever. The same goes for the single women that are going out looking cute. Like, yeah, you probably think in the mirror, like, I look beautiful, but who made you feel beautiful? Like, yeah, you look beautiful, sure. But when you go out, you are basing your level of beauty on how much attention you attract that night.
Absolutely.
If you only get like one or two guys, you're going to be like, okay, I did good. If the whole club is trying to be next to you, then you think you are like the most beautiful thing walking. You're going to do it again because you got all that attention.
I think if they only got one or two guys looking at them, I think that the woman's not going to wear that outfit ever again.
It's true.
Because it didn't get that many guys.
It's true. And I can even attest to that. If I were single and let's say I was going out trying to mingle or whatever, I mean, but it's not my style to like, you know how I am. So
but
I'm not
saying if, so we're hypothetical.
So let's just say I was like those women and I, went out with the titties out, a little bit of cleavage or whatever. If I got attention from one dude, I'm be like, something was wrong. Maybe I need to like change up the pants, or maybe the shirt wasn't cute, or maybe my hair. But if I go out and I got like 10 people, or I got one really high value man that like I attracted, then I know I did something right and I'm going to keep doing that. So my level of beauty, as much as these women want to pretend like they don't gauge it off of the male attention, it actually is that. Like, it's not, we can have a whole bunch of girlfriends be like, girl, you look beautiful. And that's just like validating the fact that like, okay, I can look like a clown and I'm still beautiful, because that's what women do. They like prey off of us looking like clowns to see who's not the clown. You know what I'm saying? Like this one bitch will have like a booger hanging out her nose and she'll be like, oh, you still look beautiful, and not say anything about the booger. Yeah. That kind of thing. Versus like when you get male attention, you know that is more real because he doesn't know you. He has no reason to care about you in a personal level, but if you attract that attention, then you're like, oh, I must be beautiful.
And if he's a gentleman, he'll be like, hey, you have something, you might want to wipe your face.
But your girls let you go to the club looking like that.
Shameful.
So yeah, I mean, as much as we want to pretend like we don't really want male attention. We do. We all do. I do. And I'm married, but not from the men outside of my home. I want it from my man. And then, I mean, even to double down more into that, like every time I come home from the gym, certain things that I wear, like, cause it gets hot. So I wear like the tank tops, but I'll even tell you like, maybe I shouldn't wear this. And you'd be like, no, it's okay. Like, just go and work out. But I feel uncomfortable because I don't want to be out there looking a certain kind of way, attracting that attention, you know?
Yeah, but that's out of respect to your man, because at the end of the day, when you go out by yourself, you still represent me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you're out there looking, scandalous, then okay, I have an opportunity to take this girl from this guy. That's what telling these guys.
Ooh, a gem. Say that again.
If you're out there looking scandalous and you have a man, other men are looking at you like they can pull you from the guy you're with because you clearly don't respect him, because you're not even respecting yourself. Versus when you leave the house and you're dressed up respectfully, not showing all that extra stuff. It's okay to show a little bit when your guy's with you, because you're his eye candy at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. Piece. I'll wear, as long as it's not too revealing, I'll wear anything, even out in public, that makes you feel like, damn.
Yeah, and that's fine. But when you're by yourself, you're definitely going to make guys think that they can pull you, because that's what you're telling them right now.
Yep.
In our eyes, you're telling us you're single.
And that's disrespectful. Like if I were to walk out of the house, and I'm not coming for these women, but like some women will go to the gym in like their sports bras, and it won't even be like the ones that are like this. It'll be like how the one I have underneath this dress, where it's like all the way down here.
The fucking triangle cut and all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and the shorts that are in their ass.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And then it's like, well, if a man approaches you, like, don't put it on TikTok about how he's a creep because you're being a creep. You like brought yourself out there looking like that.
And then they purposely make sure that they surround themselves by a bunch of men.
Yeah.
So that way guys
They know all the men go to the free weights, so they're going to be in the free weights,
lifting
squatting,
nothing.
like bent over and stuff in front. Like, come on. Men are going to look. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, let's stop pretending again like men aren't men. Like, they're going to look. If you go out and you're dressed a certain kind of way, men are going to think, because you're just going off of the social cues, they're watching how you're acting, you're bending over in front of them, you got these shorts up your asshole, and you got all of this hanging out. At the very least, they're going to look. Like, come on now.
Because she got that dog in her.
Come on. Like, and I'm not like trying to make it seem like it's okay for men to be weirdos and stuff, but I purposely wear what I wear to the gym to avoid the attention. And women know deep down inside, if I wear this, even though like, I can do whatever I want, but if I wear this in the gym, I'm going to get attention. Because then even if a man doesn't approach her, the very fact that a whole bunch of men were even staring makes them feel good. Like, oh, I'm still pretty. I'm still attractive. It's crazy. Like, but the feminists really think, oh, I can go out and wear whatever I want. I can do whatever I want, and I can, and I'm going to be happy. But it's like, at the end of the day,
men better not look at me.
Yeah, or treat me a certain kind of way. We're equal, so it better be.
Because they're graping me with their eyes.
Women be graping men with their. I grape you with my eyes. Like, come on.
You graped me the other day.
I'm just saying, like, come on. We can't. If you see someone, like, even if we weren't together, right? Let's say you're like out in public, you it's not okay for you to like check somebody out if you find them attractive. You know what I mean?
If I'm single and I see a pretty girl, I'm gonna look at her.
That's what I'm saying. So what is the problem? Especially if you're presenting yourself in a certain kind of way where you look easy, of course you're gonna be like, oh shit, she must want me to stare, so I'm gonna stare. Like, come on.
Look at that bitch right there. I'm gonna point her out too. Whoever I'm with, look at that bad bitch right there.
Right, but then they're gonna be like, oh my god, he's such a creep. Like, you like that though. Deep down inside, that made you feel good because you got that attention you were looking for. Yep. That's crazy.
Yep. What else?
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about feminism stuff, so what?
Do you think that with today's feminism, marriage is ever going to be successful again?
No. 80%, was it like 75, 80% of divorces are initiated by
women, and 90% are initiated by women with education. And
the reason I believe is because women are rewarded for getting divorces.
100%.
Like, there is no incentive there. So the thing, there is no incentive for women to stay, but there's also, on the reverse, like, less men want to get married because it's so risky.
Yes, I definitely agree. I wouldn't even be dating right now in today's world with women.
Really?
I wouldn't deal with women. I would just focus on me and establish my empire as a man. Whether that's I stay in the fire service or I go into entrepreneurship and work on my own businesses. I wouldn't deal with women. I would just find easy, shallow women and just use them.
That sounds terrible to say on YouTube. Don't sound like a misogynist.
I mean, literally that's what every man of power is going to do because they don't want to lose their empire, because there are women out there that do this to men on an average everyday basis already.
So do you think it's easier for men to get sex or women?
Women.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, they get to pick which man they lay down with. I gotta work for that. I gotta wine and dine. I gotta woo you. I gotta take you out. I gotta show you what I got. You know what I'm saying? I gotta work to get that. Versus you, it's just a simple, yeah, I'll take him for the night. You're just having fun with that little toy, aren't you?
So it's true. I mean, what is it that Myron said on his? He said something about like women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Oh yes,
and men are the gatekeepers of relationship because
yes, they are. 100%. Yes,
whether or not I consent is what I mean. It's I'm opening my legs. I am literally the gate.
Yes.
Versus like men are the gatekeepers of relationship because we can be hitting it and quitting it, just friends with benefits, and like if you don't want to be with me, that's all it's ever going to be.
Exactly.
So, and the same goes with like that commitment of being married. Like if you don't want to be married, then it looks like I'm not getting married to you, type of thing.
Exactly. At the end of the day, I got to buy the ring for you. These women that you see proposing to men, that's a sorry ass motherfucking man. That's not even a man at that point. That's a bitch with balls and dick.
If the woman is proposing to the man, don't you think that it's like A, the man never really wanted to propose to begin with, and B, he's probably getting emasculated?
No, he's just 100% getting emasculated.
But also, don't you think he kind of just didn't want to get married to begin with?
I mean, sure, but in my eyes, he's 100% emasculated.
For sure, yeah. And I think doing that in public is emasculating him also.
That's embarrassing.
Like, how are you going to get on your knee and ask a man?
Yeah.
And then people be clapping for that. Like,
yeah.
But
that's that 50-50 thing that people are trying to push. That's what I'm saying.
I wish I would get on my knee and ask you to marry me. That's never.
I'd walk away.
Never.
I'd walk away.
I don't blame you. I feel like if I were you, and like, let's say like the roles were reversed and I was the man, you were the woman, and you as the woman got down on one knee and asked me to marry you, I would break up with you.
Yeah.
Like you just emasculated me in front of.
Yeah, you embarrassed
that
me.
too, in front of everybody, like in public, and then some people be recording like, oh, look at the proposal, and then you put it online. Like, come on, that is. I saw this video and it was cute because the guy was trying to do it, but it was at Disney. And she pulled out a ring and he pulled out a ring and they both like did it at the same time, which I guess was cute because they were thinking the same thing. But it's like, if you weren't so busy emasculating him and trying to do his job, you would have just waited 2 more seconds. He would have got on his knee for you.
Yep.
But instead, he probably like was like, oh, well, you know, it was probably like a sense of relief for him. Like, okay, at least I don't have to worry about a no. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like.
That's a red flag.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Big time red flag. Big time red flag. 100%. I'm not even going to pull out my ring.
No. Because she beat him to it, I think. She got down on her knee. He turned around and he was like, oh, I had one too. And like tried to play it off. And then he got down on his knee because he was going to do it anyways. I would just be like, you know what?
This ain't for me.
Never mind.
Yeah, this ain't for me.
Yeah. And then it ended up on the internet. So like now everybody's seeing it. Everybody's talking about it. It's annoying. Like I don't know.
Yeah. No. You're not going to embarrass me like that. No way.
Nope. I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we're equal. So if I want to propose to you, then I can propose to you.
I'm high value. You need to drop $10,000 on the ring for me.
And I better take you out to like a $200 dinner too.
Yep. And don't expect me to have sex with you.
That's what I wanted to bring up. How women, since we're gatekeepers of sex, because I saw this, I think, on TikTok or something, and we kind of briefly talked about it the other day. Do you think that women that withhold sex in a marriage, not in relationship, because I feel like boyfriend-girlfriend thing, that's different. It's not like in a marriage, is that abuse?
Yes.
Why? Elaborate, please.
Okay. If we're in a marriage and for whatever reason you are withholding sex as a woman to me as the man, first off, you are killing my confidence because at this point, you're my lifelong partner. You've committed yourself to me, mind, body, and soul. Okay?
Yeah. Body. Let's emphasize that. You said body. So
I am entitled to everything about you, and you are entitled to everything about me.
Yep.
You are destroying my confidence because we're not having sex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm building up rage and tension inside because of all the testosterone that's building up in me. Because we, active men build a lot of testosterone. Especially me. I go to the gym all the time with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in a testosterone environment. It's all guys.
It is, though. It really is.
You know what I'm saying? And just the buildup of stress, it's a good stress reliever for us as well.
And I think when we talked about it, you had mentioned, and I had to look it up too, because I have a woman brain, so I have to understand these things. But I read in there too something about like just a simple validation. Like for most men, it's the validation of, okay, she loves me.
The confidence that falls with the confidence, the validation, all that. And like I said, also builds frustration. I'm going to be more pissed off all the time now.
I remember watching on Fresh and Fit as well. They talked about that, like men that are not, because most men really, according to him, I have to actually look into this some more too. But according to him, he said like most men are either virgins still up until their like early 20s, or they're like their body count's super low. Like, they're not having a lot of sex versus women.
I will merch that.
So, with that said, he said that there is some sort of a relation from that to, like, these very violent men that are doing, like, mass shootings and murdering people and essentially ending up in prison.
I will merch that, yes. I will merch that.
So, it's like, because the whole argument on TikTok, too, is like, oh, well, men are so violent. Well, men are not getting their needs met. So, and I'm not trying to justify any of these things, but men are not getting their needs met, so it comes out in rage.
Listen, if you threw some pussy at that little weirdo, I bet you he would be a little less angry.
Well, yeah, imagine that. Like, he's probably in his mom's basement playing Minecraft with like-minded friends.
It's the freaks that always do it.
Mm-hmm. The ones that really didn't get the attention. And I'm not like justifying it or saying that any of it is okay, but that's the thing is like women are like hopping from one to the other, and men aren't really getting much. Like if they get lucky, they'll get like one or two a year.
But let's go back to what you were saying. In a marriage, I am entitled to your body. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, in our dynamic, I always tell you, you're not obligated to have sex with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll never make it feel like it's an obligation.
Anytime that I've ever said no, you respected it. You've never pushed yourself on me.
Right. I do respect that because at the end of the day, if you're not in the mood, you're just not in the mood. But I am a man that is receiving that frequently. So for me, it's like, okay, that's fine. I get it. There's times
you over here tooting your own horn on YouTube.
No, it's not about that. It's not about that. This is legitimate shit right now.
Yeah.
Even me, there's times where I'll tell you, like, you know what, I'm feeling it right now. I'm tired. My body hurts. I had a rough night. You know what I'm saying? You respect that. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we are very active in that when it comes down to it. Women that don't want to do that, you're going to destroy his confidence. He's going to become pissed off. He's going to have a lot of stress. And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of conflict in your marriage. And he's probably going to cheat on you because he's going to go find it somewhere.
And we're not saying that cheating is okay. Let's just put that out there again. But the thing
you need to understand why. Yeah. And this is why.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh my God, he's such a piece of shit. He cheated on me. He's not a piece of shit. You weren't filling his cup and you were withholding one of his needs. And it's a very serious need for men, I'm telling you. Because at the end of the day, that shit just sits there and it's like hunger just builds and builds and builds.
I read somewhere it said that men, after they have sex, they are more capable of being focused in terms of like doing business stuff.
100%.
What is it? Like they can make better...
we make better decisions.
Yeah, but not like just like decisions in life. Like it's like business stuff. Like you can, like for example, if we were running multiple businesses and stuff like that, like after having sex, you'd be like, all right, I can do this now.
Yes.
Versus like you've been deprived for a week. You're like, I don't know.
Yes.
I forget where I read that, but
every time I go to the firehouse, knowing that I got some the night before, I'm feeling good. You want to throw a full arrest at me? Let's go. I'll run the full arrest. 2 strokes, 3 heart attacks. You want to throw a structure fire at me? All right, cool. Let's go. 5 car fires, a rollover, an extrication. Cool. Let's go. A baby. Let's go.
But see, the thing is, women don't think the same way as men. So, and it's women are selfish. Let's just put it out there. Women are selfish. Men are more empathetic to the female experience, which is why when they get rejected by women, they just take it and they take that L and they just, they'll try again later. Mm-hmm. Versus women, we make this whole big deal about it and blah, 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 blah. We're selfish. So most women don't really need sex to feel good about ourselves or to conquer our jobs, so to say, like how you did. Like for us, like sex is like, I mean, I enjoy having sex, so it's different for me, but I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I need it for validation. My validation comes from you speaking to me with my love language. So like you telling me that I'm beautiful and making me feel beautiful as well. Like when you open the car door for me, like you go out of your way to do these things for me, or like getting my coffee, like those things make me feel like I'm beautiful, like I'm important, like I am your world. Like that's where I receive the validation from.
Imagine this. Imagine I'm doing all that for you and you're still not reciprocating.
It's not fair.
In my eyes, it's getting to a point where I'm like, you know what? Fuck this bitch.
And you know what? I agree, like wholeheartedly, because the thing about it is like if you're doing the right things, and no one's perfect, but if you're trying and you're trying to make that person feel special, and then all you want is a little bit of booty at the end of the day, and I'm like, no. And it's okay if, like, you know, women get their periods and stuff like that.
That's
so it's
different.
Like,
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm a member of the Red Wing community, so that don't bother me.
No, but you know how it is. Like, the first 2 days is like a definite no.
Listen, I've been in murder scenes. It don't bother me, okay? I'm just going to make that clear. But what I am going to say is, you keep denying. Oh, I'm tired. Oh,
right, like week 1, right. Week 2.
That's all. You only did all this so you can get to that. That's all you want is my body. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, I'm telling you right now, he's going to find somebody and you're going to be like, oh, why did you cheat on me? Tell yourself, oh, because I wasn't filling his cup.
Yeah. I would almost say it's like a self-care thing for men, like having sex.
Yeah.
It's like a self-care thing.
It helps.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Just like you need to go get your nails done, go get your hair done, do your lashes, sit in the bathtub.
I need my nuts drained.
You need your nut drained. Once a day. Maybe twice.
Depending on the guy. Maybe once a week, depending on the guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I just feel like if you're in a marriage, though, like, I hate to say the word but like that is part of the wifely duty.
Again, yes, it is. Part of the manly duties is all the stuff that I do for you. Part of the wifely duty is that.
If you're providing financially and providing in other ways, making me feel good.
Like lay down for 30 seconds. I'll make it as quick as I can.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the problem with like, I don't feel like it, but I'm still going to give you that nut. Like, what's the problem? People will be like, oh, she's delusional, but it's the truth. Like, if you're in a marriage, make that man happy. And if one of those things is sex, not every man has like a super high sex drive, but I mean.
Unfortunately for you.
And it's okay, because I don't mind it. But it's just make him happy. Like, if that's his thing, make him happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, women just... But I thought it was, like, a good conversation we had the other day about, like, how women withholding is actually abuse.
As soon as you get married, you are entitled to one another. I don't care what anybody says. You are entitled to one another. You belong to him, or... Yeah, you belong to me and I belong to you.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Like you're my 100%,
man. I am your man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you everything you want.
And I'm your woman. And here's the thing, like, it's not really the men that have the issue. It's the women that do. Even down to, like, I'm your woman. And let's say I look at this outfit, because I never buy clothes before I, like, run it by you. But let's say I look at this outfit, I'm like, it's a little skimpy. Let me show him. If you're like, no, I don't want you to wear that. I'm your woman, so I have to respect that. I can't wear that. Yes. It's as simple. Like,
they don't make skimpy stuff for guys, obviously. But if you tell me don't put on gray joggers, I
was gonna say,
guess what I don't put on?
You do in the house though, but that's for me. That's for me, yeah.
But what do I not put on?
It's unless like those are your last pair of sweatpants, like we need to do laundry type of thing.
Right.
You don't put those on and walk out the house.
But I put shorts underneath it. That way nothing shows.
True. That is true.
So I'm layering up now.
But see, women have a problem with that. They're the ones that are, these feminists are always the ones that are like, I can wear what I want. And if he says something about it, then he's insecure. Like, no, it's about modesty. I think that especially if you're in a relationship, save the sexiness for your man.
Yeah.
Unless like you want to, step out looking cute for, as arm candy for your man. Like that's different, but to an extent, but like, I don't know.
I'm very secure in our relationship, and I'm still going to tell you, you're not dressing scandalous out of respect.
Straight up,
it's just a boundary.
Like, you're not wearing that.
Respect my boundary. Mm-hmm. You want me to respect your boundary by not cheating on you? Respect my boundary by respecting yourself and watch the way you dress.
Feminists be like, simple. But it's not the same. It really is, though. No, a boundary is the boundary at the end of the day.
I can't dress like that.
Yeah. Like, you don't have cleavage.
Right. We don't wear tight clothes.
Women generally don't look at men's asses either.
No.
We look at PB prints, and that's it. I don't know if I can say all these words at one time.
You just said the bulge.
The mushroom. The eggplant. This is too much for me. No, but it's true. Like, because every time you be putting those gray sweatpants on, that's what I look for.
We don't need the audience to know this stuff.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys don't really have options as far as like being scandalous like we do.
This goes into the topic of boundaries, which is something we have to talk about. It's a whole separate episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But as far as the part of the marriage and the female not performing her wifely duties in the marriage, I'm sorry. There is going to be
probably some cheating.
Yes, but what's the word for it? An affair? There's going to be an affair.
Yeah.
Because you're married at that point. You're going to have an affair.
Yeah.
He's going to have a side piece. And
it's, again, we're not condoning the cheating. It's just that these are
the
likely reasons. Yeah, likely reasons why men probably cheat.
Yeah, this is the reality.
Coming from a man. I mean, you never cheated, but like you have an understanding of why.
Yeah.
Talk to other people, I'm sure, or whatever. Yes. So. But yeah, and like I said, and we're going to talk about boundaries, obviously, in another episode, but like, just because we brought it up, it's like, because feminists, they always like to talk about how like, oh, men are controlling, and there's been so many times, even on my TikTok, that they say like, you're controlling.
Right.
But, no, it's fine. But, what was I getting at? I don't find it, first of all, it's nobody's business like what my man tells me that I can and can't do in terms of my body and vice versa. But secondly, you've never told me I can or cannot do something with my body.
No.
Honestly, you've never even had to have a conversation of like inappropriate clothing with me, because anything that I ever want to wear, I run it by you first out of respect.
Right.
And I think most women have like this misunderstanding of like, oh, well, I'm so liberated and I can do what I want because I'm a feminist and blah, 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 blah. But like, first of all, you're putting the wrong image out there. Like, if you want a high value man or a man that's going to respect you, then maybe you shouldn't put on skimpy clothes. But secondly, if you do have a man, like if you're in a relationship and you're wondering why you're getting treated a certain kind of way, it's probably because of the way that you're acting. Like, no man wants their woman out in public dressed like a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I dress very, I've changed up my whole everything. So like, I do wear dresses and skirts and, you know, jeans sometimes, but I'll put the heels on. Like, but there's never been a time where like I wear the ripped jeans in the ass, where the ass, you know, those ones where the ass cheek is showing.
You're not allowed to wear that.
But I'm saying like, or like they have these shorts where it's like ripped across the ass cheek, or they got these shirts that are just like dipped all the way down and back up. Like, I don't do that stuff first of all, out of respect for me, because I don't want attention from anybody. So I'm not trying to put that on and walk out the door and get attention. But secondly, I don't want to make you look bad, and I don't want to disrespect you, because women are a direct reflection of their men, and men are a direct reflection of the type of women they have. So, and that's what I was going to bring up earlier. I totally forgot. If you're going to the gym or whatever, that like I should be going too. You know what I'm saying? Like, men that are active, so should those women. Women should not just be laid up doing nothing with themselves, and vice versa.
Yeah, 100%.
So if I'm 300 pounds, clearly you're probably, if I walk out the house,
I love this conversation.
So if I'm 300 pounds, right, I'm a big girl, but I'm beautiful, right? According to the feminists, I'm beautiful.
Yep.
And then I pull you, right? And let's just say you don't go to the gym, but we don't know that yet. I walk out the house and people are talking and blah, blah, blah. Like, most men that see me, and if they approach me, they're going to probably try to smash. But then secondly, if I have a conversation, I'm like, oh, I have a boyfriend. I do notice, like, in a lot of those videos, they always be like, oh, well, what does he do? They always ask that because A, it's interesting you have a man. And secondly, like, what's he like? He's probably a slob, because you're out here looking like a slob. And that's what I mean when I say women are a reflection of men. If I'm out here looking like a slob, acting like a hoe, whatever it is, if I'm acting like a hoe, I've emasculated you, clearly. If I'm a slob, you're probably a slob.
I also want to put into this, because I love this topic. If you're a bigger woman and your man is trying to better you and get you into the gym to make you, first off, it's going to be healthier. You're going to live longer. Okay, the risk of diabetes and heart disease drop dramatically, so you should work out. But if your man's trying to get you into the gym and he's like hinting to you, maybe he just wants you to be better with him. I love when I go on TikTok and I see these ginormous ass bitches on here, and then they're like, oh, well, my man left me, so now here I am. Now I look like this. Oh my God. You dumbass bitch. Why didn't you do that with your man? You could have kept him and you guys both would have been happy. He didn't lose out on anything, because when he had you, you were big. Now that he left and found a woman that he's more attracted to, he's not going to go back to you, because at the end of the day, you lost him to an attracted woman. It hurt you. So to get back at him, oh, let me make myself skinny now. See, look what you could have had. Too late.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure about that.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
So, yeah, we've had that conversation before.
Like
What is it called? The revenge weight loss or
The
whatever.
revenge weight loss. Like, you're an idiot.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's already left you. Like, why didn't you, if you loved him so much, why didn't you do it with, and that's a bonding experience. Like, if you're with a man that's in the gym and he actually gives you the time of day, at least work out with them. There's a couple I saw briefly, like, you know, through Facebook or whatever. The girl was big, but guess what that man did? Made her work out with him. She's still big. She's losing weight, but it's about, like, I want you to be better. A lot of men, if they actually really care about you, they'll invest in you. Like they do their businesses and their careers.
Oh, yeah.
They'll invest in you.
Oh, yeah.
So with that said, it's like, you're not going to just be left behind. Like, if they take you seriously, hey, look, I go to the gym. Let's go to the gym together.
And we'll say it in a nice way. Listen, I'm not saying you're fat, but I mean, you could definitely, you know, lose a little weight.
Or they'll probably put it in a way, because, like, I mean, we've never had that problem. We both kind of jumped on the gym thing together. But I'm sure that they would probably say it in a way like, look, you're beautiful, and I want you to just be the best version of yourself, which is true. Like, how are you the best version of yourself in 300, 400 pounds? You're not.
You're 100% not.
You're the best version of yourself when you've at least put the work in. I'm not saying everybody's going to be 130 pounds. I'm not even 130 pounds, but it's about putting the work in. I know that me just going to the gym, I feel good about myself because I feel like I at least am investing some time into myself to look good for you, and vice versa.
Right. Those ones that do the revengeful weight loss, you're just an idiot.
You're not going to get him back.
When you were with him, because you're not going to get him back. He already found a woman that he can do all that stuff with already.
Talking about, oh, well, he could have had this. Well, why didn't you give him that?
Yeah, so you might as well just move on and go find a new guy at that point.
Yep.
Dumbass.
But, you know, they're feminists and stuff, so the perfect example is Lizzo. How everybody, like, glorifies Lizzo because she's just so beautiful and her curves. And in reality, she's just giving this, like, false sense of, like, best version of yourself because she's a wealthy woman.
Hey, like I said,
successful.
Skinny dudes can have her. Skinny dudes can have her.
But it's the women that are hyping her up and making it seem like something that's not. And then what she shot her shot at, what was his name? I don't remember the actor. But she thought because, I'm being hyped up, I'm being validated by the public, she shot her shot at some actor and he didn't give her the time of day. And it's like, well, I wonder why. Like, yeah, cool, you have all this money, but men don't give a fuck. Especially another equal, like someone that makes probably the same or more than you. You really think you have a chance? Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, lasagna be tripping out there.
Lasagna. Big loafa. No, but... And again, this circles back to like the feminist thing and how women will let each other sink. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, like I said, you know, if you're curvier, you're bigger. And I understand there's like medical problems that, you know, make it hard for women to lose weight and stuff. But
I understand.
If you're curvy and stuff and you got girlfriends and they're telling you like, oh, girl, you look good the way you are. Like, you're a shitty friend.
Oh,
you're not my friend because 100%. Like you're over here telling me that I look good right now. You should be like, oh, let's go to the gym together. Get my ass together.
My thing is, if I look so good like this, well, how come you're not this big?
Exactly. Because
get big like me. We can look good together.
You know, there's this thing. I noticed this like even back in high school. I've always noticed like in female friend groups, there's always a fat one. Mm-hmm. And they use that fat girl to make the rest of those skinny bitches look good.
Pretty. Yeah. Or there'll be a really ugly one so that they all look really pretty.
Yep. And that's sad that women do that shit, but we act like we got each other's back and we love women. Like, what's that other dumb bimbo girl on TikTok that was coming back and forth? The girl from New York, the baby mama, same thing. Oh, I love women.
The one that said she loves women, but she was degrading every woman out there.
I love women.
Racism and all that stuff. But she did 6 years for shooting at her baby daddy or whatever.
Yep. Talking about she loves women and there's no such thing as hate on her page. But the first thing that she did was hate on me.
Pettier
than ever. Yeah, there you go.
That dumb bitch.
The first thing she did was hate on me because I made a simple comment about how...
bitch had the same outfit on for 5 straight days. But who am I talking? I'm just a man.
I was just doing what I do best. And I was...
empty ass shack that she lived in. This damn room is bigger than that apartment. Yep. I guarantee you that.
Yep. Well, she does live in New York. I heard all the apartments in the NYC are small, but
they're shacks. Sometimes they share bathrooms on the same floor.
No way.
I swear to God.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we had it bad here.
We got it way better over here. I'll live in the second biggest city. I'm okay.
They can have that. They can have that. But yeah, she has said some stuff too, because she loves women and stuff.
But every time a man proved a point against her, she would delete the comment.
Like you.
Exactly. She would delete the comment because at the end of the day, what you're saying doesn't make sense. Especially living in that city. You have all the opportunity as a woman in that city.
Yeah. But remember, she would be like when I would make points, she would be like, "Oh, but men are so violent." But by the way, I got locked up because I used a pew pew. Like,
because I shot at somebody. I had reckless discharge of a firearm, quote unquote.
So
you
she
committed
says,
a felony.
Yeah.
How many felonies did I commit? But I'm violent.
Well, by nature, because you're a man, is what she said.
Okay, by nature, by the court system, she's more violent than me.
Damn. So with that said, do we have any ending points about feminism and how it's stupid and how I'm going to do the best that I can to take it down?
All I'm going to say is this. Ladies that think that if you think you're a feminist and all this stuff, you need to really sit back and think about your marriage and or your relationship and think about whether or not you are the problem in the marriage or the relationship, because you really are.
I'll be the first to admit, I was the problem.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
That's the thing.
Guys make all these jokes on the internet and all these memes where it's like, press this button, do great, king, we love you. And there'll be the women, change. We're putting that up because we're trying to tell you, you are the problem. You're emasculating your man. You're trying to compete. And there's conflict in the household with roles.
Well, there are shit men out there too. Like,
I'm not talking about shit
men.
No,
I'm just saying it's a mixture of just garbage soup.
I'm talking about guys that are in committed relationships.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about garbage guys.
Yeah.
I don't care about garbage guys. That's a whole other conversation.
Men in relationships being emasculated by their women.
Right.
Yeah.
If you know you have a good guy and he's not acting like a man, that's because you took that away from him. Well,
the thing is, this feminist movement is essentially, we can stop calling it a feminist movement at this point and just call it like the emasculation of a man, because that's really what it is.
There's no movement anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It's been done. So let's stop calling it a feminist movement or whatever, because modern day feminists and the whole movement itself, or the belief system, I should say,
remember the Free the Nip movement?
Oh my God.
But you're not sexualizing yourself.
I was going to say
that you want your nipples
that's
out.
Literally sexualizing yourself. Like, if I were to not wear a bra and put on a t-shirt where you can clearly see my nips, you're trying to tell me that like 50 men are not going to look at my chest?
Or what's that thing that they're doing in New York when we were out that way, where they were women were damn near undressed?
Oh, I don't remember that one. I remember
Remember when we went to that store and the girl had no pants on?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But she's protesting.
Or what was the one about the tampon thing when we weren't wearing tampons and they were bleeding?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Here, look. The thing, not even like it's relevant, but a man invented the tampon, and I believe the pad as well.
I understand that.
But that's not even relevant. My whole point is this modern day feminist movement and all that. We should change the name to like the emasculation of men, because that's essentially what we're doing at this point. I've seen a lot of like women, they post like on Father's Day because it's coming up.
Oh, I love
Happy
that.
Father's Day to me, because I've been the dad and the mom. Like, bitch, you opened your gates, your legs to that ain't shit man. You knew he wasn't trying to be a father.
Listen,
there was red flags.
Right, listen. If all you attract are ain't shit guys, maybe you have some ain't shit pussy.
Or an ancient mindset. It's not even just the pussy. Sometimes it's the mindset.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if you're being a certain kind of way, obviously you were good for the night. That's all you were meant for.
And you just happened to
And he messed up. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much else to say right now about this.
I'm done.
So with that said,
my goose is cooked.
With that said, all links will be below. I'll also timestamp this this podcast. I'll make it easier for you guys. But TikTok link below, as well as Twitch and Rumble will be linked below.
I gotta do the Twitch.
Oh, we didn't do Twitch yet? Oh, okay. Well, Twitch is coming, because we do want to live stream as well. I think it's more important to be more interactive.
Right now linked is your TikTok, your Rumble,
Okay.
and the Gmail is up
Okay.
for questions about topics. And
Until
stuff
we can
like
start
that.
doing. Okay, so
If also listen, if you want to learn some stuff and try to figure out what can help your relationship and all that good stuff, definitely subscribe, leave a comment. Like I said, our Gmail's in there. You can write us a question. We'll answer it help me out here.
anonymously.
Thank you very much.
It is late. Well, but we'll also, depending on the question, I have no problem with answering it in a short or like a, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but we won't put your name out there.
No, we'll keep it
and,
anonymous, but
just keep an eye out.
yeah. So that's kind of how we have to do the interactions for now. Once we get a Twitch together, we can live stream there. I think with Rumble, we only need a couple subscribers, and we can do. Oh, cool! So that's pretty easy. We'll start posting on Rumble as well, and we'll get the subscribers. We'll just stream on there.
We'll also go live on TikTok once you get enough follower base.
Yeah.
But I'm not using mine.
No, yeah, I understand. So with that said, all the links below. Please follow, please like, please share, do all the things. Red Pill community, welcome us in because here we are.
Women do better. Guys, be better.
Yeah. Well, with that said, have a good night, and we'll see you in the next episode.